All right, here goes. So we hook the fuel pump back up. We've got spark plugs in and connected. We are gonna put the key in. Should hear the fuel pump kick on this time. Don't hear the fuel pump going. Don't hear it. But it is connected. It's connected. Let's see if there's another key position. There is not. Let's try it and see what we get. I hear lots of clicking, but I don't know. Headlights on. I could have run the battery down during the compression test, which is possible. And I also don't know if I have any power to the fuel pump, and I don't have any evidence of fuel yet. That I need to have. I should have fuel flowing. I'm connected. Check that with a voltmeter. Cranks nicely. Switch seems to be a little stuck. I get oil pressure. This choke seems to work nicely. Let's see if I can check this and see if I've got any power to the fuel pump. Okay, so we've got the fuel pump. We've got a bad fuel pump. It wasn't pumping fuel. This is the OEM, or OE, I think the original fuel pump. It wasn't pumping fuel. It draws it in through a screen. It pumps it through the center pipe up to the distribution pipe. This is a vent, I am led to believe. And these are anywhere from $220 to $420 online for an OEM fuel pump, which I may get later, but I want to make sure the bike is working. So I bought this Oasis aftermarket fuel pump. It's about $35 on eBay, delivered. It is just this. It does not have this vent tube. They say you don't need it. It is just the outlet tube, 2 electrical contacts. It has an intake screen. It has a couple of different pickup filters that it comes with, and a rubber gasket for the plate on top, which is actually kind of nice. So we're gonna put this on right now and test out the bike and see how it works. So we'll see how this goes. Let's, my hand's in the way, but we will, first off, disconnect our fuel line. Unscrew our original fuel pump, if we can. It is held in place by just this one strap with a single screw here that holds it to the metal base. As I showed you before, it has these 2 rubber pads that sit on the bottom of the tank to keep this thing from rattling inside the tank. But if this bike works and everything is great, I think I'm going to spend the 200 some odd bucks to get an OEM fuel pump, because I don't want a fuel pump sitting under my butt that's going to go out. That's just my take on the things. I want to have confidence that things are riding great. So this is it. This is the whole kit. It is wire straight in. I'm going to cut these off, and then I'm going to put crimp ends on them, ring terminals, because the new fuel pump has ring terminals, or has posts for ring terminals, and I'm going to connect them. All right, we are going to go ahead and this pump is going to go on roughly like this, and this hose is going to reach around like that. and that's all going to be great. I have a lot more wire than I need on this existing wire. So let's cut off the wire somewhere about here, shall we? Here's our existing pump. Lots of plastic clips that hold it all together. I did power it up directly to the battery and tap it, and it did ultimately spin up after a bit. So it still spins, but again, I wasn't going to take any chances with it. Crimp it twice on the backside now. Nice positive crimp. We shall, how are we going to decide positive and negative? Is there any indication on here? There is no indication, so we will try to pump some water, I think. Oh, here we go. I am wrong. There is a post here that has a plus and a post here that has a minus. There we go. All right, so let's look at these wires. Which one is which here? This one clearly grounds straight to our base here, so this one is a negative. This wire here connects directly to the metal strap of the bracket. That is our negative, so that is what our negative is. So that is here. Negative. And the positive wire. Now we're going to get a nut driver to tighten these down. Not ideal. It's not great. I can't really get in there well. The post, this vertical plastic post is so close to these studs that you can't get the socket around them. But we are gonna force the issue and get it tight somehow. There we go. There we go. All right, now we're gonna face this way and up so that our hose connects. Here's our fuel line. That. Now we're gonna clamp this down. Now I have heard that I need to save this rubber ring on this to wrap around there. This is currently loose, so we are going to take the rubber ring off of this somehow. We're just going to stretch it. Finally. There we go. Not a lot of work. Let's do this. Let's put it on here. there is a rubber sleeve on this already, but clearly not enough. That's all it takes. We will we're going to call that it. Last thing is the filter screen. There are two different options. Have no idea what difference they make. They appear to be two different filter materials. I will take this one, which seems a little plasticky. And it looks like it just friction fits onto this with no, it's just a plastic ring. And it just forces on there. That is it. Now, the way I have set this, the way this goes in the tank, this pickup point's a little bit high. If I would have rotated the pump 180 degrees, it would have been lower. I did it this way because I don't have an extra hose and I needed this hose pointing up higher. Again, if this all works, I'm going to get an OEM fuel pump for peace of mind. I just want to make sure the bike works. So this is my $35 solution for now. I will go ahead and use the new gasket though, because they gave me one. It looks good. Let's check it out. It looks nice, far better than the one that I have. Far better. And so let's put that on. So in that sense, this is somewhat purpose-built for Honda. There are little rubber sprues that, so these casting sprues that stick through all these holes to locate that gasket. That seems pretty nice, that gasket. So that's it. They come with this rubber gasket, which I have no idea what it's for, a couple of hose clamps, the shortest piece of fuel line that is totally useless in most situations. Box otherwise just says oasispart.com. It says it has, it's E85 ethanol safe and it is German TÜV with German inspection certified. Does not have any maker marks or anything on it. It doesn't say where it's made. The instructions does not say where it's made. www.oasias part. Oh man. Oasias, O-S-I-A-S. oasispart.com. Get a little exploded view for whatever that's worth. Let's move outside and let's put this thing in and see how it goes. Okay, I'm gonna put our fuel pump in that we have set up. Again, we're ignoring the steel vent tube and just dealing with the fuel pump portion, the fuel delivery portion. That's it. Six 10mm nuts. Of course, I need to know what it's neutral here. I guess I'm going to figure that out. Now, that electrical connector. So there is this unusual electrical connector box that goes on here, and I, for the life of me, don't know exactly what it is or what it does. But wires, positive and negative, go straight into it, and from the power for the fuel pump, and then go out. So we're going to put it back the way it came. Alright. Connector 1. Should be it. Let's connect that here. Fuel line. That's it. We're on the center stand. It's key on. Neutral light is on. Fuel light just went off. Oil light is on. I should have fuel pump going. Definitely hear it. I can see fuel going up into the fuel filter. It's got to be filling the carburetors by now. It should shut off when it gets enough back pressure. No choke, by the way. Let's give it some choke. Full choke. Three-quarters, maybe half choke. It's about 1250 RPM. There was a lot of oil in the cylinders. Less choke. That is choke off. Near as I can tell, that's the first time in 2.5 years this has run. So. Idle and get up to temperature is what we're going to do. Cold start, day 2. It's, I don't know, about 70 degrees outside, but this is afternoon of the day after the first start, so choke, run. The start switch is a little sticky. I'm gonna have to clean that. Full choke, half choke. Choke off. Choke off. It's still registering as cold. We'll let it idle and get up to temperature. To do that, fine. Follow up to this cold start. No smoke. No smoke out of the exhaust. So I got all my plastics down here, but there's the exhaust, both sides. No smoke, clean as could be, even. So remember, I sprayed a bunch of fogging oil in it, plus it had a bunch of oil, so that initial smoke was all that burning off. I'm gonna let it get up to temperature here for about 10 minutes, and then I'll probably shut it off. All right, bike's been running for a little over 20 minutes. No issues. It is definitely up to temperature. I don't know about the fuel sender. It's clearly not working. Everything else seems to be fine. Let's do a little. That's no choke. It's been no choke since for 20 minutes now or more. Nice and warm. Turn it off, let it cool down. There's zero smoke out the back. Next thing to do is get the shifters to work right. It has the typical Honda Goldwing enormous slop in the shifter. So this shifter linkage has all that play in it. So I've ordered the support bracket that goes up inside there that will bolt onto this, where this foot peg goes, to tighten all that up, and then we'll adjust everything and see how it goes.